We are back for What's Up This Week from the Do This Not That podcast presented by Marigold. This is our super short episode where we break down what's going on this week in marketing and business and in life. And then we still have our short Ask Us Anything later in the week and our big tips episode at the end of the week. So, what is going on this week? Well, are you on Blue Sky yet? Because a lot of people are joining Blue Sky. Like, what's a Blue Sky? Yeah, this is the new Twitter or X, call it a copycat social platform that is growing super crazy fast. I actually just joined this week. My first follower was Ann Hanley, which is amazing. But what is Blue Sky? And really, why should you care? So this was really championed by the former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, and Blue Sky was an invitation only space until it opened up in the last few months, and it looks and feels and acts just like X. It does, and I still like X. I know X gets a lot of heat because of all sorts of reasons. I think X is great for real-time information. It's gone a little over the board with how open it is in terms of anybody can post anything, but I still like X. But the reason Blue Sky really came about was to have another platform, but that is more controlled, if you will, that a safer place for brands and whatnot. And it's really just like the original Twitter back in the day, and it is growing crazy fast in the last few weeks. So if you go back to October, it had 13 million users, right? But now it's growing at a clip of 1 million users a day in just the last few days. And it's just now about to hit 20 million users. And you're like, who cares? You know, we had Clubhouse that was hot for a minute. We had this thing that was hot for a minute. The only reason I think that this might be different, and the reason I think you should join Blue Sky, it's free and all that stuff, is that what Blue Sky is trying to do is something that none of the other social platforms really ever try to do, which is their idea is to really be an open kind of source platform. So that way you're going to be able to integrate all the comments and all the feeds onto different websites and within other social platforms. Right now, if you post something on Twitter or on TikTok or whatever, there's like a moat around these platforms where it doesn't ever really leave those platforms. But Blue Sky from inception is being built so that way the content can ultimately be shared and picked up on different websites on different things as comment sections, and it's going to be more heavily moderated, so it's going to be like a safe way for brands to do this. So if you're not on Blue Sky, it's like the number one app on all the app stores. I would check it out and give it a try. And also, you just want to go on there anyway and grab your handle, grab your name, so that way somebody else doesn't grab it. And if you're looking to start a big following, now is the time to do that. I mean, I think I have 8 followers right now because it's just getting going, but check that out. So the best marketing of the week, in my opinion, goes to Wendy's. They did a collab with SpongeBob, which I know sounds completely ridiculous, okay? But in October, they launched the Krabby Patty collab, and it did incredible, right? Of the people that purchased it, 38% of them said, I want to purchase it again. And they have all these other stats. And they found that 34% of buyers would have gone to a different restaurant if it wasn't for the SpongeBob meal. And this is being credited with driving a lot of Wendy's performance. So if you think the world is coming to an end and you're looking for an indication as it to be true, I would say the fact that SpongeBob SquarePants is driving sales at Wendy's is a pretty good indicator of that. All right. So another thing I thought was kind of interesting. So I was at an event this past week, and I shared this email tip, and it exploded on me. I had a ton of people that thought this was a really great idea, and then a ton of people said this was the stupidest idea I've ever shared anywhere. So I'm going to share it here again because why not? So the idea that I shared was that you can go to your inbox, okay? And you should shrink the screen size. Like you could lower the screen size from 100% down to 50%. And then you make a screenshot of your inbox so you can see all the subject lines in the screenshot. And then you go on ChatGPT and you upload that image. You click the little upload image button, which you can do on the free version of chatgpt.com. You upload the image of your inbox with all the subject lines, and then you say to ChatGPT, hey, I want you to analyze my inbox right here, this picture. And I want you to tell me the top 5 subject lines and the worst 5 subject lines, according to which ones you think people open and which ones people are least likely to open. And I want you to rank them. And I want you to tell me exactly why you pick those subject lines and what the tactics are that you think are cool. Now, when I do this, which I do it all the time because it's an idea starter for me. When ChatGPT says, "Oh, this subject line's great because they did this one's terrible because it did this," it's an idea starter for me in terms of, oh, that's a cool way to look at subject lines. It's not like I think ChatGPT is spitting out exactly what's going to happen. That's ridiculous. And that's what people got on me about. I don't care. But anyway, it's a cool tactic. I think it's fun to try. So give that a whirl. And in total nonsense news, okay, in total nonsense news, let's talk about reality TV stars because I saw some data on some of the people that were on Love Is Blind. Now I know you don't watch Love Is Blind, but I do. Okay, Love Is Blind season 7 just wrapped up. And there's a lot of people out there that think that people only go on reality TV shows to become famous and to make money. So I was reading this data from pop culture data because I have no life, and it was really interesting to me to show the social media growth of some of the people on these shows. So, for example, this woman Hannah Giles, who was one of like the main people on Love Is Blind series 7, right? She went from having 2,100 Instagram followers when she came on the show, and now she has 128,000 Instagram followers. And TikTok went from having literally 100 followers to 83,000. And you don't even have to be one of the stars. Like the guy Leo, who I kind of can't stand on the show, he went from 1,600 Instagram followers to 70,000, right? So the next question, of course, is, well, does that make you any money? Is that why they go on the show? Well, according to a bunch of different sources you can find online, but NeoReach is the one that shares the most data on this. These kind of like C-level Instagram and social media influencers, if you will, at that level, they can make about $5,000 to $10,000 a month posting for brands once they have that kind of following, which is kind of, I guess, okay as a side hustle. Why not? I don't know if it's worth going on a show and embarrassing yourself in front of the entire world, but you do you, whatever. Anyway, thanks for checking this out. We still have our Ask Us Anything later in the week. Hit me up at jschwedelson.com, and you are cool. Later.